So this is a very short video about how we name things in geometry, the different sort of figures that we're going to draw. So here I've got points, and I'm going to draw a line in a line segment. I just want to talk about how we name them. Points are the easiest. So points I represent on the page with these little dots, and typically the way we name a point is we use capital letters to represent points. So this is point C, point A, or just more easily A and C. So points are easy. We just typically use capital letters for points. So for lines, lines go forever in both directions. I'm not going to try to make this go forever. So here I have a line going through 2 points. So the most common way to name a line is we pick 2 points on the line. Maybe these are points B and C. And we simply write B, C with the little double arrow symbol above it. This is line BC, or just BC when the context is clear. This is equivalent to line CB. You just name 2 points on the line, put the symbol about it, and I'm talking about that line. So these are 2 different names for the same line. It doesn't matter what order. And in fact, if we named other points, if I said, okay, here's another point, and I'm going to call that one Z, now I get a bunch more names. I can call it line CZ, or ZC, or whatever. There's plenty of names for this. This is line ZB. So the way we name a line is by naming 2 points on it. Occasionally, we will talk about a line without having to drop points on it. So in that circumstance, if I just want to have a line and I just want to talk about the line and I'm not really interested in putting points on it, we use lowercase cursive letters, typically L or M, to name the line. So I would say this is line L, okay? Or if I put an M, it would be line M. So line segments are like lines, except they stop and end at 2 points, and we name them by the endpoints. So we use capital letters again because those are points. So this is line segment MN, and the way we distinguish it from a line is we don't put the arrows on it. This is line segment MN, and it's also line segment NM. It's the same name for this line segment. This is how we name straight things. Occasionally is like a half line.
It starts at a point and it shoots off, and it continues forever. The way we name array is we name its starting point, and then we pick another point somewhere on it, and it doesn't matter where that point is as long as it's somewhere on the ray. So if this was like point D, this would be ray C, D. And here you have to say C first because you start with the point where it begins and then a point where it shoots through. So it's like start at C and shoot off through D forever. Rays are not that common though, so I'm not going to worry too much about them. Now, angles are a little bit trickier. When we draw an angle, we draw 2 sticks. We've talked about this in class. So the most official way to name an angle is you name a point on one side, and then you name what's called the vertex of the angle. It's this corner. And then you name a point on the other side of the angle. So in naming the angle, you are verbally tracing it out. So this would be angle MAL. And the order there is important because the vertex is always in the middle. The vertex goes second. If you were to say AML, this would be incorrect because that would go AML. It would be naming a different angle which is not pictured here, the angle that goes A to M to L, like that. So another legitimate name for this angle that I've drawn would be angle LAM. We have a point on one side. So the problem with this naming is that when we think about an angle, we really want to think of it as a little arc near the vertex. This is really what we're talking about with the angle. And this naming scheme forces our eyes far from that vertex. We go M-A-L. When really we want to just talk about this angle here. That's what this angle really is. It's this turn right here. So when it's clear, when there's only one angle that has a vertex in a picture, like here, the only angle with vertex A is this one. We can say just angle A. Because it's clear in this picture, there's only one angle A in this picture. So I could say angle A, and that would be okay. Let me show you what I mean over here in this other picture. So in this other picture here, I've drawn this triangle, and I have some other things. So angle D is clear. If I talk about angle D, that's the angle over here with vertex D, and I would be talking about this angle. That would be okay in this picture to say angle D. It would also be okay to say angle B. That's clear. There's only one angle with vertex B, and that's this angle right here. But you wouldn't want to say angle A, because if I look at, there's three angles with vertex A in this picture. There's this one here, and then there's this one here, and then there's the whole one that goes all the way across there. So angle A is unclear, so we wouldn't want to use it. Don't use this here. Instead, we'd have to give the longer name. If I wanted to talk about one of these angles here, I could talk about angle BAC is clear. That would be angle BAC, so that would be the angle that turns from there to there. That's angle BAC. Another thing that we can do, because this naming of angles is such a hassle, there's one last thing that is sometimes done. Let's say you wanted to talk about these angles here, and you've got angle BCA, angle DCA, and angle BCD, a straight line angle. Is little numbers are sometimes written near the vertex of the angle, like that. And then this would just be referred to as angle 1. It's just a label. It's not indicating anything about its measurement. It's just because the naming of angles can be such a task that we take a shortcut and we put a little 1 near the vertex of the angle we're talking about, and then we can just call it angle 1. Lastly, polygons. So these are polygons. This is a triangle. This has 5 sides. It's called a pentagon. The way we name polygons is we name them by their vertices, by their corners. So we label the corners. So here I have an A and a B and a C. And then we go around and visit the corners, cycling around either clockwise or counterclockwise. And you can start at any points, as long as you're spinning around to name the figure. So if this triangle, we could call this triangle ACB. It goes around like that. Or we could call it triangle ABC. Or we could call it triangle BCA. That spins around like this. It has lots of different names, and they're all legitimate names for the triangle. For the pentagon, if I get cute, I could label the vertices PENTA, and then this would be pentagon PENTA. But that's not the only name it has. You could start at any point and go around either direction. So if I felt like, I could start at the T and go around like that and call it polygon TAPEN. Or I could start at the N and go this way and call it NEPAT. These are all reasonable names. What you don't want to do is start somewhere and then jump across. You wouldn't want to go ET something, because you have to visit the vertices in order. So you basically walk around the polygon and name its vertices, and that's how you name polygons.